The story of Jesus' journey to Egypt is a tale that echoes through time, a testament to faith and resilience. It is a story deeply intertwined with the history and identity of the Coptic Orthodox Church. This ancient Christian community traces its roots back to the very land where the Holy Family sought refuge, a land where the divine met the earthly in a profound and lasting embrace. As the story goes, the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem was not met with universal joy. Herod the Great, the Roman-appointed king of Judea, viewed the newborn Messiah as a threat to his power, a potential usurper to his throne. Driven by paranoia and a lust for absolute control, Herod issued a chilling decree, the massacre of all male infants in Bethlehem and its surrounding areas. Herod's heinous act, a desperate attempt to eliminate any potential rivals to his reign, sent shockwaves through the region. Families were torn apart, their grief echoing through the hills of Judea. The cries of mothers mourning their lost children served as a stark reminder of the brutality and tyranny that often marked Herod's rule. Unbeknownst to Herod, his murderous plot would be thwarted by divine intervention. An angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph, Mary's husband, in a dream, warning him of the impending danger. "Get up," the angel commanded. "Take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." Guided by faith and divine protection, Joseph and Mary embarked on a perilous journey into the unknown. They fled Bethlehem under the cover of darkness, leaving behind their home and all that was familiar. With only the barest of possessions and the weight of their sacred responsibility, they ventured into the unforgiving terrain that separated Judea from Egypt. The journey was fraught with danger. The Holy Family traversed rugged landscapes, facing harsh weather conditions and the constant threat of bandits and wild animals. Their path likely took them along ancient trade routes, winding through desolate valleys and across windswept plains. Through it all, Mary and Joseph clung to their faith, drawing strength from their unwavering belief in God's plan. Their journey was not merely a physical one, but a spiritual pilgrimage, a testament to their unwavering devotion to the divine child they protected. Egypt, once the land of captivity for the Israelites, now served as a sanctuary for the Holy Family. It was here, in the shadow of pyramids and amidst the echoes of ancient deities, that Jesus, the future savior of humanity, would spend his formative years. The irony was not lost on the early Christians, who saw in this turn of events a profound spiritual significance. Egypt, with its ancient wisdom and association with mystery and the afterlife, held a unique place in the religious imagination of the ancient world. It was a land where the veil between the physical and spiritual realms seemed particularly thin, a place where the divine could manifest in unexpected ways. For the Holy Family, Egypt was not merely a geographical location, but a symbolic space, a place of refuge and transformation. It was here that Jesus, the incarnate God, would experience the world through human eyes, learning, growing, and preparing for his ultimate mission. Section 5. Echoes in the Desert, the enduring legacy of Jesus in Egypt. The story of Jesus' time in Egypt left an indelible mark on the land and its people. According to Coptic tradition, the Holy Family traversed the Nile Delta, seeking refuge in various towns and villages. Each location they visited became enshrined in local lore, their presence leaving behind an enduring legacy of faith and miracles. The Coptic Orthodox Church, deeply rooted in the soil of Egypt, preserves and venerates these sites as sacred spaces. Churches and monasteries stand as testaments to the enduring power of this narrative, each holy site a tangible link to the extraordinary journey of the Holy Family. These sacred sites serve as pilgrimage destinations for Coptic Christians who come to pay homage to their Savior and draw inspiration from his early years spent in their land. The echoes of Jesus' presence can still be felt in the ancient stones, in the whispered prayers of the faithful, and in the vibrant tapestry of Coptic art and iconography. Section 6. The Coptic Orthodox Perspective, a faith forged in exile. The story of Jesus' flight to Egypt holds a special significance for Coptic Orthodox Christians. It is a narrative that speaks to the power of faith in the face of adversity, the importance of refuge and sanctuary, and the enduring connection between the divine and the human. For the Coptic community, this story is not merely a historical account, but a living testament to the resilience of their faith. It serves as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, God is present, offering protection and guidance. The Coptic Orthodox Church, with its rich liturgical traditions and deep reverence for the saints, has woven the story of Jesus in Egypt into the very fabric of its identity. This narrative serves as a source of strength and inspiration, a reminder of the enduring power of faith and the transformative journey of the soul. Section 1. The Tapestry of Ancient Egypt, a land of pharaohs and pyramids. Imagine a time when colossal pyramids pierced the sky, their stone faces reflecting the brilliance of the desert sun. Picture a land where enigmatic pharaohs ruled with absolute authority, their reigns etched in hieroglyphs on temple walls. This was Egypt during Jesus' time, a land steeped in history, spirituality, and a culture that had captivated the ancient world for millennia. The Egypt that the Holy Family entered was a land of striking contrasts. The fertile Nile River Valley, a verdant ribbon cutting through the arid landscape, was the lifeblood of the nation. It was here that crops flourished, supporting a thriving population and a civilization renowned for its advancements in agriculture, mathematics, and astronomy. Beyond the Nile's verdant embrace lay the vast and unforgiving Sahara Desert. Its shifting sands held the secrets of forgotten empires and whispered tales of ancient gods and goddesses. It was a land of both beauty and danger, a place of extremes where life clung tenaciously to the fringes of the fertile valley. At the mouth of the Nile Delta, where the river met the Mediterranean Sea, stood Alexandria, a city renowned throughout the ancient world for its intellectual and cultural vibrancy. Founded by Alexander the Great, Alexandria was a melting pot of civilizations, a cosmopolitan center where Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, and Jews coexisted and contributed to its rich tapestry. Towering above its bustling harbor stood the Pharaohs, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This colossal lighthouse, With its ever-burning beacon, guided ships from across the Mediterranean into Alexandria's bustling port. The city's streets, a vibrant mix of commerce and culture, were lined with grand temples, bustling marketplaces, and renowned centers of learning. It was in Alexandria that the renowned Library of Alexandria stood, a testament to the city's dedication to knowledge and scholarship. Its vast collection of scrolls and papyrus rolls, representing the accumulated wisdom of the ancient world, drew scholars and philosophers from far and wide, eager to immerse themselves in its intellectual riches. While Egypt retained its unique cultural identity, the Roman Empire's influence was undeniable. Following the conquest of Egypt by Augustus Caesar in 30 BC, Egypt became an integral part of the Roman Empire, serving as its breadbasket and a vital source of resources. Roman governance brought with it a new political and social order. Roman officials and soldiers were a common sight in major cities, enforcing Roman law and maintaining order. The Roman system of taxation and administration, while efficient, often placed a heavy burden on the Egyptian people. Despite the challenges of Roman rule, Egypt continued to thrive as a center of trade and agriculture. The Nile River, with its annual floods, ensured the continued fertility of the land, allowing Egyptian farmers to produce a surplus of grain that helped feed the Roman Empire. Centuries before Jesus' birth, waves of Jewish migration had led to the establishment of a significant Jewish community in Egypt. Drawn by economic opportunities and fleeing persecution elsewhere, Jews had integrated into Egyptian society while maintaining their religious and cultural traditions. Alexandria, in particular, was home to a large and influential Jewish community. The city's cosmopolitan atmosphere and relative tolerance allowed Judaism to flourish, with synagogues dotting the cityscape and Jewish scholars contributing to Alexandria's intellectual life. The Jewish community in Egypt played a crucial role in bridging the cultural and linguistic divide between the Greek-speaking Roman administration and the predominantly Egyptian population. Their knowledge of both Hebrew and Greek made them valuable intermediaries in matters of commerce, governance, and religious discourse. Section 5. Religious syncretism, a blend of beliefs and practices. The religious landscape of Egypt during Jesus' time was a complex and fascinating tapestry. Centuries of cultural exchange had resulted in a blending of beliefs and practices, with traditional Egyptian deities coexisting alongside Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. Temples dedicated to Isis, Osiris, Horus, and a pantheon of other Egyptian deities continued to draw worshippers, their rituals and beliefs passed down through generations. Simultaneously, the worship of Greek deities like Zeus, Apollo, and Aphrodite had also taken root, particularly in cosmopolitan centers like Alexandria. This religious syncretism, while adding to the richness and diversity of Egyptian spirituality, also reflected the power dynamics at play. The presence of Roman deities in the Egyptian pantheon served as a constant reminder of Roman authority, while the enduring popularity of traditional Egyptian beliefs spoke to the resilience of indigenous culture. Section 6. The Nile Delta, Lifeline and Cradle of Civilization. The Nile Delta, that fertile expanse where the Nile River fans out before emptying into the Mediterranean Sea, was the heartland of ancient Egypt. Its rich alluvial soil, deposited by the Nile's annual floods, sustained a thriving agricultural economy and supported a dense population. The delta was a network of waterways, canals, and irrigation channels crisscrossing the landscape like veins on a leaf. These waterways, essential for both agriculture and transportation, were teeming with life. From papyrus reeds swaying in the breeze to fishermen casting their nets for the Nile's bounty. For the ancient Egyptians, the Nile Delta was more than just a geographical region. It was the cradle of their civilization. It was here that their ancestors had first settled, cultivating the land and developing the religious beliefs, social structures, and artistic traditions that would come to define Egyptian culture. Section 7. Seeking refuge in the Delta, the Holy Family's journey begins. Guided by divine providence and fleeing the murderous intent of King Herod, the Holy Family sought refuge in the Nile Delta. This region, with its large Jewish communities and distance from Herod's power base in Judea, offered a semblance of safety and a chance to start anew. Their journey, likely undertaken on foot or with the aid of donkeys, would have taken them along ancient trade routes that crisscross the delta. They would have passed through bustling towns and sleepy villages, their presence largely unnoticed amidst the ebb and flow of everyday life. Each step they took, each encounter along the way, was imbued with a profound significance, for they carried within their humble midst the weight of salvation, the hope of humanity embodied in the Christ child. Their flight was not merely a physical journey, but a pilgrimage of faith, a testament to the enduring power of love and the triumph of hope over despair. Section 8. The ancient city of Heliopolis, where Sun God met the Son of God. According to Coptic Orthodox tradition, one of the first major stops on the Holy Family's Egyptian sojourn was the ancient city of Heliopolis, located near modern-day Cairo. Known to the ancient Egyptians as Unu, Heliopolis was a city steeped in religious significance, its very name meaning City of the Sun. For millennia, Heliopolis had been a center of worship for Ra, the Egyptian sun god. Its grand temple complex, with its towering obelisks and intricate carvings, stood as a testament to Ra's power and the enduring strength of Egyptian religious beliefs. It was here, in this city where the sun god was venerated, that the Son of God, the true light of the world, sought refuge. The Holy Family's presence in Heliopolis, although not explicitly mentioned in the canonical Gospels, holds deep symbolic importance for Coptic Christians. It represents the intersection of the divine and the earthly, the meeting point of two rich religious traditions, each with its own unique understanding of the cosmos and humanity's place within it. Section 9. The Miracle at the Sycamore Tree, Mataria, and the Healing Touch. Continuing their journey through the Nile Delta, the Holy Family arrived in Mataria, a town located northeast of present-day Cairo. It was here, according to Coptic tradition, that a remarkable miracle occurred, forever etching Mataria into the annals of Christian history. Legend has it that while resting in Mataria, the Holy Family sought shelter under the shade of a sycamore tree. This tree, believed to possess miraculous healing powers, became a source of solace and refreshment for the weary travelers. As Mary bathed the infant Jesus, a few drops of water fell from his body onto the ground. Miraculously, the ground where the water touched sprang to life, transforming the barren soil into a spring of fresh, life-giving water. This spring, known as the Spring of the Virgin Mary, is still revered today, its waters believed to possess healing properties. Section 10. Old Cairo, a haven of peace and divine encounters. Venturing further south, the Holy Family eventually reached the area that is now Old Cairo, a historic quarter of the city. In those days, this area was the site of the Roman fortress of Babylon, a testament to the Roman Empire's grip on Egypt. Seeking refuge within the fortress walls, the Holy Family found a haven of peace and security. It was here, amidst the imposing structures of Roman military might, that the divine child, the Prince of Peace, continued his earthly journey. The Holy Family's time in Old Cairo is marked by numerous sites of religious significance, each commemorating a miraculous event or a moment of divine encounter. The Church of the Virgin Mary, also known as the Hanging Church, is believed to stand on the very spot where the Holy Family resided during their time in Old Cairo. The geographical locations visited by the Holy Family during their time in Egypt are not merely historical footnotes, they are sacred spaces imbued with spiritual significance and revered by Coptic Christians worldwide. Each site serves as a tangible link to the Holy Family's journey, a physical manifestation of their faith and resilience. For Coptic Christians, retracing the steps of the Holy Family is a pilgrimage of immense spiritual importance. Visiting these sites, touching the ancient stones, and offering prayers in these hallowed spaces is a way to connect with their spiritual heritage and to draw inspiration from the Holy Family's example. The story of Jesus' time in Egypt is not merely a narrative confined to the pages of religious texts. It is a living story, one that continues to shape the beliefs, practices, and identity of Coptic Christians today. The geographical locations associated with their journey serve as powerful reminders of the enduring legacy of faith, hope, and love that the Holy Family left behind in the land of the Pharaohs. The flight into Egypt was not merely a geographical relocation for the Holy Family. It was a spiritual odyssey, a journey of transformation and revelation. Egypt, with its ancient wisdom and mystical aura, served as a crucible in which the human and divine intertwined, shaping the destiny of the Christ child and leaving an indelible mark on the land and its people. For centuries, Egypt had been a place where cultures collided and beliefs intermingled. It was a land of ancient mysteries, where pharaohs were worshipped as gods, and the afterlife held a central place in religious thought. It was against this backdrop of spiritual ferment that Jesus, the incarnate God, spent his formative years. This land of ancient wonders, once a place of captivity for the Israelites, now embraced the Holy Family as refugees. The irony was not lost on the early Christians, who saw in this turn of events a profound theological significance. Egypt, a symbol of oppression and exile, became a cradle of faith, a place where the true God was worshipped in spirit and in truth. The theme of exile and return resonates deeply within the biblical narrative, from Adam and Eve's expulsion from the Garden of Eden to the Israelites' exodus from Egypt. It is a theme that speaks to the human condition, our longing for belonging, and our search for a spiritual homeland. Jesus' flight into Egypt and his subsequent return to the Holy Land echo this timeless theme. His exile, though born of persecution and danger, became a period of growth, a time for the divine child to experience the world through human eyes and to prepare for his ultimate mission. The return from exile in both the Old and New Testaments is often associated with redemption and renewal. Just as the Israelites returned to the Promised Land after their captivity in Babylon, so too did Jesus return to Judea, transformed by his experiences and ready to fulfill his destiny as the Messiah. For Coptic Orthodox Christians, Jesus' journey to Egypt is not merely a historical anecdote. It is a testament to the divine plan unfolding through time. The Old Testament, replete with prophecies and foreshadowings, finds its ultimate fulfillment in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. The prophet Isaiah, centuries before Jesus' birth, had foretold the coming of a Savior who would redeem his people from their sins. "Out of Egypt I called my son," Isaiah proclaimed, a prophecy that resonated deeply with the early Christians who witnessed Jesus' flight into Egypt. Jesus' journey to Egypt, though rooted in historical circumstances, transcended the realm of the merely temporal. It was a divine orchestration, a fulfillment of ancient prophecies that pointed towards the coming of a Messiah who would save his people from their sins. The Holy Family's flight into Egypt serves as a powerful example of faith and resilience in the face of adversity. Mary and Joseph, faced with unimaginable danger, placed their trust in God's protection, embarking on a perilous journey into the unknown. Their faith was not a passive acceptance of fate, but an active surrender to God's will. They faced each challenge with courage and determination, their love for the Christ child fueling their every step. Their journey was a testament to the power of faith to overcome fear and to find hope in the midst of despair. The Holy Family's example continues to inspire Coptic Christians today, offering a model of how to navigate life's challenges with grace, humility, and an unwavering trust in God's providence. The Holy Family's journey through Egypt was marked by numerous miracles, each a testament to Jesus' divine nature and his power over the natural world. These miracles, passed down through generations of Coptic Christians, are not merely supernatural feats, but profound expressions of God's love and compassion for humanity. From the healing waters of sacred springs to the toppling of pagan idols in the presence of the Christ child, these miracles served as signs of God's power at work in the world. They challenged the established order, confronted falsehood with truth, and offered hope and healing to those who believed. These miracles, though rooted in specific geographical locations, hold a universal message. They remind us that God is still active in the world, working through ordinary people and extraordinary events to bring about his divine plan. Water, a symbol of life and renewal throughout human history, features prominently in the miracles associated with the Holy Family's journey through Egypt. Wherever they traveled, springs of water are said to have sprung forth, transforming barren lands into oases of life and offering healing to the sick and weary. At Mataria, the spring of the Virgin Mary is believed to have emerged where drops of water from the infant Jesus fell to the ground. This spring, still revered today, is a testament to the transformative power of divine grace and a reminder that God can bring forth life even in the most unexpected of places. These sacred springs, scattered throughout the Egyptian landscape, serve as pilgrimage destinations for Coptic Christians seeking spiritual refreshment and physical healing. The act of bathing in these waters is not merely a symbolic gesture, but a tangible expression of faith, a way to connect with the divine presence and to experience the healing power of God's love. The Holy Family's journey through Egypt was not without its challenges to the established order. Egypt, with its pantheon of gods and goddesses, represented a world steeped in pagan beliefs and practices. The presence of the Christ child, the true God incarnate, challenged these beliefs at their very core. According to Coptic tradition, as the Holy Family traveled through Egypt, pagan idols crumbled and fell in the presence of the Christ child. This destruction of idols, symbolic of the triumph of truth over falsehood, was not an act of aggression, but a manifestation of divine authority. These accounts, though not explicitly mentioned in the canonical Gospels, highlight the transformative power of Jesus' presence. His very being, radiating divine love and authority, challenged the established order and heralded the coming of a new covenant, one based not on fear and superstition, but on love, grace, and truth. Throughout their journey through Egypt, the Holy Family encountered people from all walks of life, from humble farmers to wealthy merchants, from devout Jews to curious pagans. Each encounter, however fleeting, had the potential to transform lives, for the Holy Family carried within their midst the very presence of God. The Gospels offer glimpses of how Jesus, even as a child, possessed a wisdom and authority that astounded those around him. His presence had a profound effect on those who encountered him, often leading to conversions, healings, and a deepening of faith. These encounters, though often brief, serve as reminders of the transformative power of divine presence in our own lives. Every interaction, every conversation, every act of kindness has the potential to be a sacred encounter, a moment where God's love shines through and touches the hearts of those around us. Section 9. The Seeds of Faith. Planting the Gospel in Egyptian soil. While the Holy Family's primary purpose in Egypt was to seek refuge from Herod's persecution, their presence had a profound and lasting impact on the religious landscape of the land. Their journey, though rooted in necessity, became a mission of sorts, planting the seeds of faith that would later blossom into a vibrant Christian community. The Coptic Orthodox Church, tracing its roots back to the Apostolic Age, sees itself as the direct heir of this early Christian community, a community that flourished in the very land where the Holy Family sought refuge. The stories, traditions, and liturgical practices of the Coptic Church are deeply intertwined with the narrative of the Holy Family's journey. The Holy Family's flight into Egypt, though seemingly a detour in the grand scheme of salvation history, paved the way for the gospel to take root in new soil. Their presence, their encounters, and their unwavering faith left an indelible mark on the land and its people, setting the stage for the flourishing of Christianity in Egypt. Part 10. The Coptic Liturgy. Remembering the Holy Family's Trip. The Coptic liturgy, known for its old ways and powerful symbols, is full of reminders of the Holy Family's trip through Egypt. From songs and prayers that tell the story of their escape from King Herod, to special church practices that remember their time in certain places, the Coptic Church keeps the memory of this holy trip alive in its worship. The language of the Coptic liturgy, called Coptic, comes from the ancient Egyptian language. It's a real connection to the land and its people. The songs and prayers, often sung in sad and beautiful melodies, help us understand both the hard times and the good times of the Holy Family's journey. The Coptic liturgy, with its focus on tradition, symbols, and the power of prayer, acts like a bridge between the past and the present. It connects Coptic Christians today with their spiritual ancestors, and it reminds them of the strong, lasting faith that has been passed down for many years. Section 11. Icons and Iconography, Visual Narratives of Divine Grace. Icons, an integral part of Coptic Orthodox spirituality, often depict scenes from the Holy Family's journey through Egypt. These sacred images, traditionally painted on wood panels and adorned with gold leaf, serve as windows into the divine, offering visual narratives of faith, hope, and the transformative power of God's grace. Icons of the Holy Family's flight into Egypt typically depict Mary and Joseph, their faces etched with both weariness and determination, guiding the young Jesus towards safety. The background often features symbolic representations of the Egyptian landscape, such as palm trees, the Nile River, and the pyramids. These icons, displayed prominently in Coptic homes and churches, serve as constant reminders of the Holy Family's example of faith and resilience. They invite contemplation, prayer, and a deepening of one's relationship with the divine. Section 12. The monastic tradition, seeking spiritual refuge in the desert. The Egyptian desert, a place of both solitude and spiritual seeking, played a pivotal role in the development of Christian monasticism, inspired by the example of early hermits and ascetics who sought spiritual refuge in the wilderness. Monastic communities began to emerge throughout Egypt, their members dedicating their lives to prayer, contemplation, and service to God. The Holy Family's flight into Egypt, though not explicitly linked to the origins of monasticism, resonates deeply with the monastic ideal of seeking spiritual renewal in the wilderness. The desert, a place of both challenge and transformation, became a fertile ground for spiritual growth and a symbol of the Christian's journey towards God. The Coptic Orthodox Church, with its rich monastic tradition, continues to draw inspiration from the example of the desert fathers and mothers who sought God in the silence and solitude of the wilderness. Their teachings on prayer, asceticism, and the pursuit of holiness continue to guide Coptic Christians today. Section 13, The Enduring Legacy, a faith forged in the crucible of exile. The story of Jesus' journey to Egypt shapes the beliefs and identity of Coptic Orthodox Christians today. It is a testament to God's love overcoming adversity, bringing hope and healing. The Coptic Orthodox Church stands as a testament to the Holy Family's enduring legacy. Their story inspires and guides Coptic Christians, reminding them of their resilient faith. Section 1. Mary, Mother of God, Vessel of Grace. At the heart of the Holy Family's flight into Egypt stands Mary, the Mother of God, a figure revered by Coptic Christians for her unwavering faith, her profound humility, and her unwavering devotion to her divine Son. Mary's role in the Nativity story, from the Annunciation to the flight into Egypt, is central to the Christian faith, and her significance is amplified within Coptic Orthodox tradition. Coptic Christians venerate Mary with the title Theotokos, a Greek term meaning God-bearer, emphasizing her unique role in the incarnation of Jesus Christ. This title underscores the belief that Jesus, from the moment of his conception in Mary's womb, was both fully God and fully human. Mary's journey to Egypt was fraught with danger and uncertainty, yet she faced each challenge with unwavering faith and courage. She is depicted in Coptic iconography as a pillar of strength, her maternal love for Jesus shining through even in the darkest of times. Joseph, the righteous carpenter of Nazareth, played a pivotal role in the Holy Family's flight into Egypt. Chosen by God to be the earthly father of Jesus, Joseph embraced his role with humility, obedience, and an unwavering commitment to protecting his family. Joseph's guidance came primarily through dreams, divine messages that directed his steps and ensured the safety of Mary and Jesus. When Herod's murderous plot threatened the Christ child, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, instructing him to flee to Egypt. Throughout their time in Egypt, Joseph remained a steadfast protector, providing for his family's material needs and ensuring their safety in a foreign land. While Mary and Joseph take center stage in the narrative of the Holy Family's flight into Egypt, Coptic tradition also recognizes the presence of Salome, a pious woman who accompanied them on their journey, often depicted as a relative of Mary or a devoted servant. Salome's inclusion in the story adds another layer of human connection and witness to the events surrounding Jesus' early years. Although not explicitly mentioned in the canonical Gospels, Salome's presence is recounted in apocryphal texts, like the Gospel of Pseudo-Matthew and the history of Joseph the Carpenter. These texts, while not considered canonical scripture, provide valuable insights into early Christian traditions and beliefs surrounding the Holy Family. Salome's role in the flight into Egypt highlights the importance of community and shared witness in the Christian faith. The canonical Gospels, the four accounts of Jesus' life, ministry, death, and resurrection that form the cornerstone of the New Testament, offer only a brief glimpse into the Holy Family's flight into Egypt. Matthew's Gospel provides the most detailed account, describing the angel's warning to Joseph, the family's hasty departure from Bethlehem, and their eventual return to Judea after Herod's death. Despite the brevity of these accounts, their significance within the broader narrative of Jesus' life is undeniable. The flight into Egypt, though seemingly a detour in the grand scheme of salvation history, serves as a powerful reminder of Jesus' humanity and the very real dangers he faced even as a child. The Gospel accounts, while sparing in their details, provide the foundation upon which later Christian traditions and interpretations have been built. They offer a glimpse into the transformative journey of the Holy Family, a journey that tested their faith, strengthened their resolve, and ultimately prepared Jesus for his earthly ministry. While the canonical Gospels offer a concise account of the flight into Egypt, apocryphal texts like the Infancy Gospel of Thomas provide a richer, albeit often fantastical, tapestry of stories surrounding Jesus' childhood. These texts, while not considered authoritative scripture, offer valuable insights into the early church's fascination with the hidden years of Jesus' life. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas, dating back to the 2nd century, recounts various miracles performed by the young Jesus during his time in Egypt. These miracles, often imbued with a touch of the supernatural, highlight Jesus' divine nature and his power over the natural world, even as a child. While some of the stories in the Infancy Gospel of Thomas may seem outlandish to modern readers, they reflect the early church's deep reverence for Jesus and their desire to understand the mysteries surrounding his childhood. These tales, passed down through generations, enrich the narrative of the Holy Family's time in Egypt and continue to captivate the imagination of Coptic Christians today. Section 6. The History of the Patriarchs of Alexandria, Chronicling the Faith. The History of the Patriarchs of Alexandria, a collection of biographical accounts of the leaders of the Coptic Orthodox Church, provides valuable insights into the development of Coptic traditions and beliefs surrounding the Holy Family's flight into Egypt. These texts, compiled over centuries, offer a unique perspective on how the Coptic Church preserved and interpreted the story of Jesus' time in their land. The History of the Patriarchs recounts how early church leaders, recognizing the spiritual significance of the Holy Family's journey, sought to identify and preserve the sites associated with their time in Egypt. These sites, often marked by the construction of churches and monasteries, became pilgrimage destinations for Coptic Christians, their sacredness reinforced through generations of veneration. These historical accounts highlight the importance of continuity and tradition within the Coptic Orthodox faith. The stories of the patriarchs, passed down through generations, serve as a testament to the enduring legacy of the Holy Family's journey and its profound impact on the development of Coptic Christianity. Section 7. The Writings of Saint Clement of Alexandria, Theological Reflections. Saint Clement of Alexandria, a prominent 2nd century theologian and a key figure in the development of early Christian thought, offers insightful reflections on the theological significance of Jesus' flight into Egypt. Clement, known for his synthesis of Christian faith and Greek philosophy, saw in the flight into Egypt a profound expression of God's plan for the salvation of humanity. Clement interprets Jesus' journey to Egypt through the lens of typology, a method of biblical interpretation that draws connections between events and figures in the Old and New Testaments. He sees parallels between Jesus' flight into Egypt and the Israelites' exodus from Egypt, interpreting both events as symbolic of liberation from spiritual bondage. Clement's writings, while deeply rooted in the intellectual currents of his time, continue to resonate with Coptic Christians today. Section 8. The significance of oral tradition, passing down the sacred narrative. Before the widespread availability of written texts, the story of Jesus' flight into Egypt, like many other biblical narratives, was preserved and transmitted through oral tradition. Passed down from generation to generation, these stories, often embellished and enriched through the retelling, became an integral part of the collective memory of the early Christian community in Egypt. Oral tradition played a vital role in shaping the Coptic Orthodox understanding of the Holy Family's journey. The stories, told and retold in homes, marketplaces and places of worship, helped to solidify the narrative within the hearts and minds of believers. While written texts eventually became the primary means of preserving and transmitting scripture and theological interpretations, the power of oral tradition should not be underestimated. It was through the spoken word that the story of Jesus' time in Egypt first took root in Egyptian soil, passed down from generation to generation as a precious inheritance of faith. Section 9. The role of pilgrimage, connecting with sacred spaces. Pilgrimage, the act of traveling to sacred sites for spiritual renewal and devotion, has been an integral part of Christian practice since the early centuries of the faith. For Coptic Christians, the land of Egypt itself is imbued with sacred significance, the very ground where the Holy Family sought refuge, transformed into a landscape of holy sites. Churches and monasteries, often built upon sites associated with the Holy Family's journey, serve as focal points for pilgrimage and veneration. These sacred spaces, imbued with the prayers and memories of generations of believers, offer a tangible connection to the past and a source of spiritual solace and inspiration. The act of pilgrimage, of retracing the steps of the Holy Family, is more than just a physical journey for Coptic Christians. It is a spiritual odyssey, a way to connect with their heritage, deepen their faith, and experience the transformative power of sacred spaces. Section 10. The power of storytelling, keeping the faith alive. The story of Jesus' flight into Egypt, like all great biblical narratives, possesses an enduring power to inspire, challenge, and transform. It is a story that transcends time and culture, speaking to the universal human experiences of fear, hope, resilience, and the search for a safe haven. The Coptic Orthodox Church, through its rich liturgical traditions, its vibrant iconography, and its unwavering commitment to passing down the stories of the faith, has kept the memory of the Holy Family's journey alive for centuries. These stories, woven into the fabric of Coptic identity, continue to shape the beliefs, practices, and worldview of Coptic Christians today. The power of storytelling, of passing down the narratives that underpin our faith, should never be underestimated. It is through stories that we make sense of the world, connect with our past, and find hope for the future. Section 11. The Holy Family, a beacon of hope for a world in need. The story of the Holy Family's flight into Egypt, though rooted in a specific historical context, continues to resonate deeply with people around the world, particularly those facing persecution, displacement, and the uncertainties of life in exile. The image of a young family forced to flee their homeland to protect their child is a timeless and tragically relevant narrative in our modern world. The Holy Family's journey serves as a poignant reminder that even in the darkest of times, even when faced with unimaginable challenges, faith, hope, and love can prevail. Their story offers solace to the suffering, strength to the weary, and a beacon of hope for a world in desperate need of compassion and understanding. The Holy Family's flight into Egypt, though seemingly a detour in the grand scheme of salvation history, serves as a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the transformative power of faith, and the enduring relevance of biblical narratives in our modern world. Section 1. Egypt Transformed, the enduring mark of the divine. The sands of time obscure even the most significant events. Empires rise and fall, cities crumble, and memories fade. Yet some stories leave an indelible mark on the soul of a place. Such is Jesus' journey to Egypt, woven into the land and its people. Imagine the Nile Delta as a canvas for a divine story. Picture Heliopolis, Mataria, and Old Cairo as stages for divine drama. Visualize a young family fleeing persecution, a journey transforming Egypt's spiritual landscape. Section 2. Living Faith, the Holy Family's journey in the Coptic present. Centuries have passed since the Holy Family sought refuge in Egypt, yet their story is not confined to the dusty pages of history books or the dimly lit corners of ancient churches. It is a living narrative, vibrantly alive in the hearts and minds of Coptic Orthodox Christians who see themselves as heirs to this remarkable legacy of faith. Walk into any Coptic church and you will witness the enduring presence of the Holy Family's journey. Icons, those windows into the divine, depict Mary and Joseph, their faces etched with the weariness of travel and the unwavering determination to protect their child. The walls whisper tales of miracles, springs of water gushing forth from barren ground, idols crumbling in the presence of the Christ child, and the sick finding healing through divine intervention. But the story is not confined to the walls of churches. It permeates the rhythm of daily life. Grandparents pass down the tales to their grandchildren, their voices carrying the weight of generations. Mothers sing lullabies imbued with the themes of protection and divine guidance, their melodies echoing the ancient rhythms of the desert. Children, their eyes wide with wonder, trace the route of the Holy Family on maps, their tiny fingers traversing the same land that bore witness to the divine. For Coptic Christians, the journey extends beyond homes and churches to the land where the Holy Family walked. Pilgrimage becomes a tangible expression of faith, retracing sacred steps and renewing ancient bonds. Imagine the reverence at the Church of the Virgin Mary in Old Cairo, believed to be a holy family refuge. Picture prayers as pilgrims touch ancient stones, tracing grooves etched by time and faith. Each step on this pilgrimage is a prayer, each destination a testament to enduring faith. The story of Jesus' flight into Egypt carries a universal message resonating in our modern world. It is a story of refuge, of a family forced to flee their home to escape violence. Millions of families face similar situations today. Driven from their homes by conflict, they embark on perilous journeys. Their stories echo the plight of the Holy Family, reminding us of the timeless themes of displacement and the search for safety. Stories shape our understanding of the world and ourselves. They connect us across time and cultures, transmitting values and beliefs. The story of Jesus' journey to Egypt is a potent example of faith, family, and the human spirit. It inspires, consoles, and transforms, offering hope and resilience. The sun sets over the Nile Delta, casting long shadows over the ancient land. The pyramids stand as silent sentinels, witnessing history's ebb and flow. Within Coptic hearts, Jesus' journey to Egypt unfolds, a timeless narrative of faith, a pilgrimage of faith connecting with heritage and drawing strength from the past, a journey inward, encountering the divine presence that sustained the Holy Family. The story of Jesus in Egypt is a living narrative, inspiring and guiding Coptic Christians. It reminds them of faith's power, family importance, and transformative journeys. Their journey of faith continues, a testament to the Holy Family's legacy.